Well, conservation is essential. People like us who are in the research world should not think that publication in top ranking journals or wherever ends the matter. These articles and our research reaches a very limited audience, and if we want these sites or artifacts or whatever it is passed down for future generations, conservation, there is no other way forward except sustainable conservation. Otherwise, future generations, and I have written this in some papers we have published on archaeology as well, all they will see is what is there in the textbook or in museums. They will not see a site in the field. So we have to work now and work very, very fast. Otherwise our heritage is invaluable. Indian heritage is something fabulous. Whether it's geological or archaeological, we have so much to be proud of, and that sense of pride must be communicated to the child for the future in a very sustainable manner. From a perspective of an archaeologist, and I really work in prehistory where things are very closely linked to quaternary sediments. So I feel that these disciplines are very, very intrinsically interwoven. You can't really separate it. And what is important, and throughout the morning these points have been discussed, is the need for creating awareness. And this is what we have been doing in archaeology, especially for children, schools, teachers, local stakeholders, village populations, students, anyone. And I see that the same issues are here raised in this conference on geoheritage and associated geoethics and the associated span of disciplines. So I see that this need for interdisciplinary interaction is so crucial, and that's why this workshop is particularly, I think, very, very important. The main issue is the actual policy making is done by the government institutions. Our institute, Sharma Center for Heritage Education, we are working towards awareness. So in this there are of course many impediments. Firstly, because of lack of proper legislation, many of the sites are actually getting destroyed very fast because of infrastructure, development and expansion. So we have to maintain a balance between development needs and our interests in conservation for research or for future generations or whatever the educational purposes. So one of the main issues is obviously funding for awareness creation and to amplify on a mega scale across the nation at grassroots level. So this is one of the biggest challenges we are facing. So we feel for people and their needs, but we also feel for the sites. So this balance is something which really needs to be worked out in countries like India. So that is an issue. Nodal agency, as you said correctly, is the Archaeological Survey of India, and all licenses for work have to be granted by them. And then of course when you try to raise awareness with the local people at local levels, we are talking to everyone. So whether it's government officials or the local villagers about what is there in their own village, and we deal only in prehistory. So we try to create an awareness, okay, these are stone tools, they were made by our ancestors. Then we generate an awareness on the importance of knowing human evolution, of course geology, geomorphology, the landscapes, past environments, all these come in. So as you say correctly, it is an interdisciplinary effort and multiple departments come in. So at our level, we can just stop at level of awareness creation, and policy making of course is at another level. I think both. Individuals are very motivated, so that really goes a long way at the grassroots. But individuals are limited, very limited, and we can only do things up to a very small level. And this is where institutions, whether it's a university or government department, especially the government, has to come in on a mega scale for raising the level of awareness and for multiplying this effect across the nation. So individuals, government, local stakeholders, schools, all these have to work together. This is what I feel, and I think it, at least in the little bit of work which we have done, I think this worked very well. So in a tiny, very, very small scale, we are able to create this awareness and love for this part of our past. I think all have to work together, because if you look at, say, quaternary sediments, Pleistocene and Holocene, you have of importance for geology, and obviously you have lots of sites in them. And then you have various different types of rocks which are used for construction of monuments, or you have minerals exploited for purposes. So the sharp division between departments is perhaps not at all advisable. I think that they must work together because it's all linked. That's what I feel. I know it's a very difficult task and I do not know how that will happen, but I think it has to be a united effort. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It has to be in a united, comprehensive, holistic plan. So what you are saying is absolutely right. The geological heritage, then you have your geoparks, so your archaeological heritage and archaeological theme parks, all this has at some level to be united to make sense for the people of the country. So they should get an understanding of the geological heritage, and then as far as the quaternary is concerned, for the archaeological part as well, and it all works, I think, together.